Ivy Valentine subscribes to Mark Yoon, so should you. Enjoy your treat!
So Dragon Ball Sparking Zero producer Jun Futanari just released a trailer talking about the different kinds of modes that we're going to be seeing in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. And while some of them did give us like some kind of illumination as to what they're doing, I won't be without cause to say that some of this is a little disappointing and some of this is also super exciting and gives more details into things. So I want to cover both of those spectrums, and let's just dive right into the trailer right now and I'll talk about it while I'm showing it to you. So the first thing we're focusing on right now is actually episode battles, which is this version of the game's story mode. So in this mode, we are going to be playing as 8 different playable characters, supposedly. Of course, they said that it's going to be based on stages that you go to, and there will be cutscenes throughout, and this is where we're going to be playing the majority of the story. They said, unfortunately, that it does only cover from Raditz until Tournament of Power, so we are only getting Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super storylines here, which is a little bit disappointing, I would like to say. Who knows if they're going to add more to that, maybe more nodes or more stages when we get DLC, but for now, this is what the story, day one at least, is going to be based around. So they said 8 playable characters, and they said most of the stages are built up between different characters, and you go to different stages, which are obviously different fights throughout the series. So somewhat like Raging Blast 1, I'd say, or Raging Blast 2 with the character-specific stuff. And of course, they mentioned that Goku is going to have the most stages because, well, he's the main character of the series, so he's in the most fights, so of course he's going to be doing that. But they also dived a little bit more into the actual story mode itself, and they said some of it will be taking place in first-person point of view, and the example that they gave you is Goku about to do instant transmission with Cell before he takes him to King Kai's planet, and we see that from Goku's perspective, and it's kind of cool little 3VR-esque look around to where you're seeing stuff and talking, and that is kind of unique and kind of fun that we actually have not seen that kind of stuff before. But then lastly, I do want to talk about in this mode that there are the change of battles, the change of course of battles. So like we were talking about with the what if scenarios before, there'll be certain points in certain battles in which you actually can change the outcome of the battle, like we've seen plenty of times where we see Trunks and Vegeta teaming up against Cell, presumably defeating him instead of Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, which should be interesting. We've seen other things such as Goku transforming into a Super Saiyan in the Saiyan Saga against Great Ape Vegeta, and there are implications for other fun things in the future. Like I've mentioned, I would really like to see Goku turn Super Saiyan 3 against Majin Vegeta, and pretty much just like almost ignore that fight or have him give up very quickly and then go right up after Boo. Hopefully we get some kind of fun stuff like that. I have seen other talks of some more fun things I would like to see with concerning Dragon Ball Super, like perhaps against Zamasu and Black, Goku goes Ultra Instinct against them and they don't get as far as like they would before. Some kind of like fun stuff there. I'm not sure how they're triggered, if it's after you clear a chapter or a stage and it becomes available if you play it again, or if it's only in certain characters' stages. We just don't know yet, but more information is always coming out about this game. So the next part I want to talk about is actually custom battles, and these custom battles seem to be just what they sound like. They're custom setup scenarios, some of them that are actually predetermined with new cutscenes for ending and beginning, and some mid they actually said as well, which will be played out with characters that they actually want to do versus against. So we're probably gonna have like, this is gonna be like a Dream Battles type, maybe tower-esque kind of endless battle mode. But after this, they also talked about that you can set up your own special conditions, and you can create your own battles in which you can share online, and people online can download your battles, complete with ending scenarios and beginning cutscenes and stuff like that. And then also you can actually take the ones that are actually posted online from other people, download them, use them as a base, and edit them yourselves for your own scenario, which is another thing that I thought was actually pretty cool that you can do. So there's not much else to talk about in this mood. This is going to be the one that you're going to have contingencies in, especially when you're playing with friends online and you want to talk about like, oh, you can only have this much ki, or you can only have this much set power, or you can only use these characters, stuff like that. Which I think anytime you have contingencies like that, it keeps a game alive, in my opinion, because it gets pretty boring playing as the same characters over and over again for years. So hopefully this will actually spark some new spark into us from sparking. And the last thing I wanted to cover in this video that they actually talked about was the multiplayer. So it has been talked about quite a bit that people want offline split screen. In this video, Jun Futanari goes into a myriad of kind of excuses about how they built the system and how like it's not really set up for offline. But when they do offer offline split screen, they just said that you are going to be pretty much limited to the hyperbolic time chamber stage. And that being said, also, you're not going to be able to choose your characters at the same time. It's going to be first player chooses their person first, and then second player goes after them. So it does take up a little bit more time, but at least it is possible to have these battles, albeit in the hyperbolic time chamber, which is probably the most boring stage. It's usually like a training stage. It's like there's really nothing there except for that one little house. I don't know. It's still exciting that at least they're offering that. I'm still holding out for GT and some other stuff to be shown off, especially movies. Like, I think especially with this like what if scenario battle stuff, and if we get new story and DLC, it'll just actually make it more worth it to be able to purchase instead of just getting these characters in giant packs. They did show the pre-order bonuses again. Gogeta from Dragon Ball Super and Broly from Dragon Ball Super, and those two characters have all their forms. So they say 6 characters, but it's 2 obviously. And there is an exclusive character that they said. Now, I don't know what they mean exactly by exclusive. I'm not sure if this is a translation thing or if it is a brand new character just for this game. It's a new character that we've never had in a Dragon Ball game before. It's a new character that's never been in a Tenkaichi or Raging Blast title before. I have no idea what this means. It could just be Android 21. I have no idea, but for now we just have that to stare at and I guess like make our guesses and speculations based on that. I am a little bit happy that they went more into the modes. I would like to see a lot more of the online multiplayer modes as well. Like if there's a lot of this stuff that's going to be happening online as well, where this is just like, you know, you versus CPU and stuff like that. Though I do think a lot of the custom battle stuff they specifically said you can play with friends, so that's good. Hopefully we have team battles as well and not just 1v1. But we'll see where it goes from there. But that's going to be the video for today, guys. I want to thank you for watching, and I will be having another video, obviously, this weekend. This was just a little bonus video that I did because I wanted to put this information out there as soon as possible. Any all thoughts are always welcome, and as I always say, guys, I love it. Thank you.
And thank you.